Hey everyone! I've got some flour with me today because we're going to be talking about sourdough and the best kind of flour to use. The question is, there's a thing out there where people say that aged or old flour is better for sourdough. Is that really true? Is that really the case? I have an opinion on it and I'm going to be sharing it today on Ask Wardee. Welcome everyone to Ask Wardee. The transcript for today's show is ready for you right now at askwardee.tv. You just look for episode 122. And if you're on Instagram Live, Facebook Live, hi, and thanks for joining us. So Ask Wardee is my weekly show where I answer your questions about traditional cooking. And it happens at the same time, same place every week. And you can always find recordings in the transcript later or the transcript at the time at askwardee.tv. Today's question comes from Clint B. He says, I have come across the opinion that sourdough does not respond as well, meaning the starter is not as lively and bubbly, with fresh ground flour as opposed to aged flour. What is your experience and knowledge of this comparison or contrast? I see you are grinding your own flour, so I'm guessing its performance must be acceptable. Thanks for the question, Clint. And to say thank you, you'll be getting a free gift from us, as does anyone else who submits a question that we use on the air. So let's talk about aged flour first. What is aged flour? Well, aged flour is flour that is purposely allowed to get old. When flour gets old, as we've discussed many times, oxidation occurs. Normally we want to avoid that because oxidation means nutrient loss, possible rancidity of fat. But in the case of aged flour where somebody's looking at the performance in baking, it actually helps the gluten be stronger, which then improves the elasticity of your dough when you're making a bread. So that's why some people do prefer it. You do have to be careful. Aged flour, true aged flour, is more expensive, and the reason is because a company that's milling the flour is allowing it to sit on the shelf for several months to get old enough for this to happen. So they're not selling it, which means it's sitting there, which means your cost is more, so it's more expensive. To mitigate against the cost, there are companies that produce aged flour, but they do it chemically. So instead of thyme, they're just using chemicals. So they create that aged flour like that. So it's not as expensive, but it's not as healthy for obvious reasons, right? We don't need to introduce harmful chemicals into our baking ingredients. From all that, that's what aged flour is, and it's often either unnatural or it's more expensive. Now I'm going to show you how to do it yourself in just a bit, but first I want to share just my opinion. And Clint was really asking for my opinion. He says, I see you grind your own flour, so I assume it works just as well, or it's acceptable, the performance is acceptable. And that is absolutely true. I do prefer to use fresh ground flour. We mill it in our Mockmill on a daily basis. It gives exceptional results. It's fluffy and it has great nutritional benefits. Personally, I find there's no downside to it, especially if your sourdough starter is bubbly and active. And with good TLC, you can have a bubbly and active sourdough starter. And a bubbly and active sourdough starter can really help you win at bread baking, along with following tried and true recipes like we have. I just love fresh ground flour. It works great if my starter is bubbly and active, and I just love working with it and the nutritional benefits. I also find that fresh ground flour works best to feed a sourdough starter. There's just something about a sourdough starter being fed fresh ground flour. It just takes off and it's so much more bubbly and lively. So I love it for many reasons. Now, even though that's my opinion, this doesn't mean that aged flour doesn't work for some people. And although I've already told you if you buy it, it can be more expensive or can be unnatural, there is a way to make it at home. And so I'm going to share with you now how to do that. And this comes from Sylvia, who's one of our team members. If you're a member, you've seen her in our active forums. If you've purchased Beauty Counter skincare products through me, she helps me with that end of our customer service. So maybe you've had some interaction with Sylvia. Well, Sylvia is a fantastic traditional cook, and I've learned so much from her over the years. And Sylvia shared with me that while she loves to use fresh ground flour, especially rye, in a sourdough starter, which I totally agree with that, she does like to use aged flours in some of her breads, especially her artisan loaves. And here's what she shared about that. First of all, she says if you buy commercial flour, it's naturally somewhat aged just because of the modern manufacturing process, the modern milling process, because it takes time for it to be milled, packaged, distributed, and sit on the store shelves, and it may sit there for a while. So in a matter of, like 10 days or a couple of weeks, by the time you're buying it, it's already aged somewhat just from that. However, she says, in order for you to really experience the benefits of aged flour and that extra strong gluten in your baked goods, it really should be aged a few months. And so to skip the chemicals or to skip the expensive, like true aged flour, you can make your own. And the way you do that is you either mill your own flour or you purchase flour and you age it on your kitchen counter. Now, she does caution you that it is important to do the appropriate storage step, whether you're milling your grains through your mill or you're buying flour. At whatever point it comes into your possession, stick it in the freezer for a few days, because that will kill any bugs or larvae that might be on it. And don't be grossed out. That is just the way it goes when you're milling flour or having flour in your home. That just needs to be taken care of, and you do that in the freezer for a few days. At that point, you're going to need not airtight containers and put your flour in it, and it's not airtight, and you give it several weeks to several months on the counter to just age on its own. Now, there's temperature fluctuations in the house from warm to cool. You're allowing oxygen in because it's not airtight, and so it will age. And then she shared, this was her system when she used to do it. She had 3 containers, and I've simulated that with 3 jars here. And these were in different stages of aging. So the one that she would use from, that she would bake from on a daily basis, this was the oldest. So just pretend it's this one. And as she used the flour and it got empty, then she would rotate the containers. This one's empty now, imagine that. And she'd put it on the new end. She'd mill flour and fill it up, and then that would be aging. This would be the next in the stage, but this one here that took the place of the one that moved is now the oldest, and she's doing her daily baking from this container. Now, her containers were bigger. I'm just simulating here, but you can get the idea here. And this is a principle in food storage. First in, first out, right? The first things you put in, those are the oldest, those are the ones that you eat first. And so you're doing this process when you're making your own aged flour. So I'm sharing this with you because, well, you might disagree with me and Clint or others and say, I want to use aged flour or experiment with it. Well, this is the cheapest, healthiest way to do it. And my bottom line, though, as I said before, is if I keep my starter really healthy, active, and bubbly, then I can have the benefits of fresh ground flour, and they work great in all our breads. And I've shown our breads to you many times, so you've seen them. So that's it, everyone. It was really short and sweet today, wasn't it? Aged flour, people may prefer it, but there's health reasons and other ways to get around that and use fresh ground flour. If you have any questions about this, you can visit the transcript or the show notes, askwardee.tv. Look for episode 122, and the complete transcript is there too. And I do want to say a thank you to Clint again for the question. We'll be in contact with you for your free gift. And Sylvia, thank you for adding the additional information about aged flour. I love to learn from you. A quick reminder for everyone, I know for the last month or so I've been sharing about the Mockmill special where you can save up to $20 and get a, move this over, free ancient grains kit with einkorn flour, millet, buckwheat, and teff, and a dehydrated sourdough starter, plus free shipping in the US, and plus a couple ebooks from Mockmill. So you can save over $63. Well, that technically expired last week, but Mockmill has extended the sale through the end of January. So that's tomorrow based on when we're recording this. So the link for you is tradcookschool.com/mockmill, all one word. So if you missed it, but you found some Christmas money, which I did hear from somebody who said, wow, I found some Christmas money. I'm so glad it's going to be extended. Well, then you can take advantage before the end of the month. The information is at tradcookschool.com/mockmill. They include 2 ebooks for you, which I have right here. The Mockmill Farm Directory and Milling Guide, plus they have the Mockmill recipe book, some of which are our recipes included. And in addition to that, if you take advantage of the sale, I'm also giving you 2 ebooks. Now I have the print copies here right here, but you're going to be getting the PDF e-reader version of these. So it's our Sourdough A to Z ebook and our Einkorn baking ebook. We use fresh milled flour, plus we use traditional methods and really, really good tried and true recipes. So you can get my bonus after you purchase your Mockmill. Go to tradcookschool.com/mill bonus. where mill bonus is all one word. One more thing. If you don't already have my Home Grain Milling 101 ebook, you can get that at tradcookschool.com/milling101. It includes everything I know about home grain milling, from the storage and how to do it, the different mill types, including my favorite, the Mockmill. I share how to bake with fresh ground flour because it's different than baking with commercial or store-bought flour. And again, you can get that free ebook at tradcookschool.com/milling101. Be sure to submit your questions for future episodes at askwardee.tv. Look in any of the posts and there are instructions there. You can send me an email. Thanks for being here today, everyone. God bless you. Bye-bye.